People. Awesome, awesome. All right, we're recording live. Sioux Falls, South Dakota is in Las Vegas, Nevada today. Michelle and I have actually been out here since Tuesday morning, and I'll tell you, from the moment we got here, it has been non-stop training and education. I did get to go out last night, and I had a very good time with a lot of great people. So those of you that were here, it was awesome to see you. Those of you that were not here, I honestly, I have a book that we received that is full of information that we took away over the last couple of days from the Six-Figure Summit.
I think your voice is about gone.
Yeah, my voice is not as good as it should be. And it's hard to describe. We got all the information, and we can pass on all the information to you. But I'll tell you one thing about major events that we cannot pass on is the emotion and the feeling that you take away. And that was one of the big things for me this time, you guys, is the mental shift that I made happen. It wasn't because of the information that I was hearing. It was the way that it was making me feel and the people that I was around. We had about 20,000 people at the main event, and it just was off the hook. The energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm from leaders across this industry, this profession. We were told, this just jumped into my mind, to not talk to this as an industry, refer to this as a profession. And that's going to be part of changing the perception of people, is when we refer to this as a profession, because that's exactly what it is. Do you want to talk real quick about upcoming events, and then I'll jump back?
Absolutely. So as we all know, so welcome everybody tonight. We miss you. Those of you that were not here, we missed you so much, and was thinking about all of you nonstop. You guys just never are off my mind. But we've got some exciting things coming up in Lifevantage outside of Cancun coming up. We've got the One Tour in January 9th and 10th across many cities across the nation, up in Canada as well. Go to lifevantageacademy.com and definitely check that out and get your tickets for that right now. We don't know the details of where we're going to be specifically on which dates, but Shawn's going to be in Napa and in Phoenix, and I'm going to be in Waco and Houston. I don't know which day is which or any of the other details, but just stay tuned to that. Make sure that's on your calendar. And while I'm talking about the events, one of the biggest, there's so many takeaways, right?
It's crazy.
One very important thing that you guys, I recommend doing tomorrow, is going out and getting your calendar for the year, for the next year, and planning out not only the next 12 months, but the next 18 months. And that's something that Eric really stressed with us at the 6 and 7 figure summit, was the 18-month schedule. And being a true professional in this business, you guys, this isn't just a business, if you want it to be, of being a hobby. I mean, it's unbelievable what's happening to people's lives. And so go out and get your calendar and put all of the Lifevantage events. Every third Saturday of every month goes into Lifevantage Academy outside of convention, which write this date down, or you can go to lifevantage.com and go into the events. That is April 19th through the 22nd in Salt Lake City. Absolutely. We always get there a day before for sure, because you don't know what's going to happen with your flights or anything of that sort. So I know for sure we always get there a day early, and many times we leave a day after, but that just make sure to get there a day early. And then we've got the Hawaii incentive coming up. We've got a Hawaii incentive group. So if you're not aware of that, reach out to your team and reach out to us, and we can help you in regards to that. That's super exciting. I don't want to spend too much time on that because we have so much to talk about regarding this GoPro event this weekend. But speaking of the next GoPro event, You guys, we bought a ton of tickets and we did it last year. And for those of you speaking tonight that were here in Las Vegas, please share if you think that it's worth it to invest in everyone that wasn't here into buying a ticket for next year right now. Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, and all of these other people, you can't put it into words. So write these dates down now, November 16th through the 18th of 2017. It's in our calendar, and we're for sure going. No questions asked.
It's crazy, you guys. The cost, here's how it's going to work. It's $350 per ticket. It's a little bit more than it was last year for us for the bulk tickets. That was as cheap as we could get it down. We invested $70,000 to get this down as much as possible for you guys. And I'm not saying that to throw a number out. I'm saying that because of the importance of what this is and the value that we found in it over the past 3 years, and us realizing that to make this as big as an impact as we possibly can on the team, this is what we have to do. And I'm 100% committed to your guys' growth and personal development along the way. And let me throw out Tony Robbins again. Tony Robbins alone for the 4 hours that he talked was worth $1,000, let alone $300, $350.
Maria, actually, not to interrupt you, but Maria Williams today said that he was better here at GoPro than at his specific event in Phoenix.
With 50 hours worth of training. Les Brown's going to be speaking. Les Brown, you paid more than $350 to see Les Brown. Bob Proctor again. I mean, these are legends of the personal develop industry. Pitbull's going to be there. People pay more money to listen to Pitbull perform to get great seats for Pitbull. So I'm telling you, the value that you're going to get November 16th through the 18th, it is important, and you're gonna hear us talk about this on every single call that we're on for the next 300 days. So get ready for that. To me, this was an event, you guys, that really was a monumental shift in my mindset, and the overall theme that I took from my very first note to my very last note was the word decide. And it was said, I bet you at least a half a dozen times on every single speaker that was up on stage. Last night, I had written early on in the day, decide on my arm. And Eric Worre, as he ended it and gave us the last 90 minutes of the event, he used the word decide about 50 times. And it was just so weird to me that this word kept coming up and coming up and coming up. And to me, what that meant was everything that I've done over the last 5.5 years in building this business has been a decision. And the decisions that I made the first year were very different than what I've made in 2016. It wasn't because I had less tools. It wasn't because I knew less about the business. In fact, I know more than I've ever known about this profession and this business and Lifevantage. The difference is me. It's my decisions on what I'm doing on a daily basis. And one of the speakers, they were talking about what you have to ask yourself when you make these decisions. And if it's not network marketing, then what? If it's not network marketing, then what is it? So you have to make that decision for you in your life, what it's going to be. If not now, when? Okay, you make that decision. Are you going to continue to let time elapse on your dreams and your hopes and your desires to change your life? If you're not going to do it right now, when are you going to make that decision? And if not you, then who? This is an opportunity that's open to anybody. And when we're sitting in a room with people that have made nearly $100 million and they're frantically taking notes and being a student on every single speaker that goes up on stage, it blows me away. $100 million. And he has a notebook full from the last 5 days that we were being trained. Unbelievable. And person after person, there were over 1,000 people that were six-figure earners in the industry, and well over 100 that were seven-figure earners in this profession. It blows me away when you talk to these people and their experiences. And it ranges from people that are in their early 20s to people, that are in their 60s and 70s, just killing this industry, this profession. And Anybody can do this. I don't care what your education, your prior experience is. You make that decision to change your life. You can do it. We'll give you the tools. We'll pour into you as much as you want. But the one thing that I want to go before we turn this over to other people, or Michelle talks about her takeaways, I want to give you the impact of the decision you make not to do something every single day, how that's going to affect you. And I promise you, if you think about this for 2017, you can decide to change your life over the course of the next 13 months. So if you decide to not put in effort one single day, just one day out of 365, that's 1/3 of 1% of the year. So if you take tomorrow off and don't roll it into at least putting some action forward to getting where you want to get, you've given up 1/3 of 1% a day. And we know how quickly that can compound into a day turns into a week. So you give up a week and don't do anything for a week, it's 2% of your year. We're rolling into the Christmas season. How many people over a Christmas holiday are going to give up at least a week, 2% of their entire year because they're busy, or they're doing something different? Their focus is elsewhere. And I'm not saying don't take time off. I'm just saying realize the importance of what you're sacrificing to take time off. If you take 1 month, that week turns into the whole month of December, you decide not to do anything, that's 8.3% of the year that's elapsed. If you don't get this started right now, when? If you don't have things rolling into January 1st and you wait till the 15th, you're talking about 4% of the year elapsed, and you chose to do that. So make the decision, you guys. And I've already made the decision. 2017 is going to change our life forever. It's going to change my kids' life forever. It's going to have generational impact in our family's history, I promise you. 2017 is going to be different than 2016. It wasn't that we didn't work in 2016, but I made the decision not to be the best that I could be in 2016, and it's not going to happen in 2017. I've already thrown it out there. I'm going to start getting my schedule together. We're going to work on what we're doing in 2017, and you guys are going to start to see it roll out. I'm going to be as transparent as possible. You're going to know where I'm at all times, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. I promise you. So I'll pour that into you guys, but pour back out what you choose to do. I'm not going to be attached to anybody's decision on what they want to do in 2017, but the people that want to sprint, and we've had many discussions about this with a lot of people, I'll pour as much into you as you're willing to pour back out into yourself. The last thing that I want to say here was from Tony Robbins. And it again, he said, decide. You have to make this decision to live either in a beautiful state or a state of suffering. He said there's no other options. You're either living in a beautiful state in the moment or you're suffering. Mm-hmm. And then he said, you have to tell yourself over and over and over again, I'm going to live in a beautiful state no matter what. And I can tell you, I've been doing this since he said that 2 days ago. You can instantly snap out of bad focused events and that suffering that you put yourself into by talking to yourself and saying, I'm going to live in a beautiful state no matter what. And I'm rolling that into the rest of this year, and you're going to see it over and over again in 2017 because I made that decision. I've decided that things are going to be different. I'm going to live in that beautiful state no matter what. So I'll turn it over to Michelle. I know we've got a ton of other people. I could go on and on and on. That was a fraction of
like 0.001%.
Exactly. It was 2 lines out of 50 pages of notes that I took. Yeah. But we will have more and more conversation about this as we go, because I think each speaker delivered stuff that we could spend an hour on pulling apart and saying, how does this impact your life, your personal development, and your Lifevantage business? And this isn't all about Lifevantage, you guys. Anything that we're talking about is applicable to every area, every aspect of your life. And that's what I love about this. We're going to spend a huge focus on personal development and making people better people. Mm-hmm. So Michelle, I'll turn it over to you on
fabulous. And I'm going to get going with some of our incredible family here. But I do have to say, Shawn was showing me because we're very different. I am always taking notes on the computer because I type a lot faster, and my handwriting, my mother-in-law says it's the most beautiful, illegible handwriting that she's ever seen. So I type a lot. And so I have a ton of notes on the computer, but Shawn was showing me yesterday at the end of the day, literally every single page in his book. He didn't write this in later because he was making a decision. Literally every single page in his book, he had the word decide. And I'm looking at it now as he's scrolling through. But that was powerful. And when that hit me, when I saw that you realized that, and he literally had it on his hand like he showed you, we want you guys to make a decision. And it's going to be different for all of us, but make a decision and let's figure out how to get it done. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring on beautiful Val. I know she's there. Hopefully she's still there.
There she is.
There she is. And Shawn is going to pin her up here, and hopefully we'll be able to hear you. He might have to unmute, or you'll have to unmute. But you guys, I got to know Val over this past year, and she is a beautiful woman, a leader, and she has a history of just, I'll let you share some of that and anything else that you want to share, but she is a powerhouse, and I'm just so excited for you, Val. I loved our conversation last night. I know what you've got, in terms of moving forward and what you're completely capable of, and the lives you're going to bless, and what you're going to do for not only you and your family, but many, many others. So thank you for taking the time to share with us.
Oh, Michelle, thank you. Thanks for this week too. This weekend, it was phenomenal.
Yes.
I've been through so many different conventions, conferences, things like that. This one was phenomenal. There wasn't really anybody that you couldn't get any information from. And it's funny when Shawn was talking about decide, because I have on all my pages, it's always a decision. You always make a decision one way or another. It's always a decision. And that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making that decision was just super, super critical for me. But my past, I was 20 years in a company and drove pink Cadillacs and traveled with Gloria Mayfield, and quit that years and years and years ago. And when Lifevantage came into my life, I could just see, it was when Tanya and Jerry Lynn sat down and talked to me, and actually I just said, just give me the paperwork. I just want to do this. I know I can do this. And one of the things that really made a difference for me with Lifevantage was our product is so much more superior and so much more unique than anybody else's. Nobody else out there can compete with what we have. And that just made me realize what a baby this company is. After watching all these other people there, out of the 20,000, it was just amazing to see how young our company is and how much growth there is. But my story, I've been writing all day and going over stuff, and I thought, there's going to be, for me, this is just for me, I'm going to have two different stories. I'm going to have my own private story for me of what my reason is for doing this. And then they talked about the different personalities and how you have to really kind of tailor your story to that personality. And I want to do a little bit more studying into the different personalities so that I can go ahead and figure out how to talk to each individual person depending on how they are and what's important to them. I also have written down where I want to find out my story of what's holding me back, get really, really deep. And I think Tony Robbins was amazing. I don't think I've ever cried and laughed as much in a meeting as I did this last weekend. It was just so amazing. And something that you guys didn't touch on that it was completely unexpected for me was just when they had the dancers come out and the tenors come out and perform for us. That was phenomenal. That was worth the ticket itself too. I mean, it was crazy. But I guess I look at it, and you said, something about next year's. This to me, you're not making an investment in
Yep, we lost your
Broke
girlfriend.
up there, Val. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Hopefully it's not ours.
Looks like it is. Mark, Pam, can you guys see us? Woo. Oh, they can hear her.
My triggers, my emotions. I have to think about what I'm thinking about. And that was really, really, really important when Tony was talking about that, because it's so easy to get lost into all the other things that nobody else cares about. Have a plan, daily, weekly, monthly. And my mission statement for 2017 is going to be what I am going to do, not what I want to do. It's what I'm going to do. And one of the most things that impacted me was when they were talking about most of the people are living dead. And it just kind of made me sit up in my chair, and I was like, that sounds awful. But they were talking about how they hand their life, how people just on a regular basis hand their life over to someone else who they work for. They get up in the morning, they get ready, they get the kids ready, they drop the kids off to school, they go to work, they pick up the kids from daycare, they go home, they start dinner, they get into their sweats, do homework with the kids. Then they do, the dishes, maybe a little laundry, they shower, they go to bed, and then they repeat it for 4 more days. And Saturday, they're excited because of the fact that they have their own time, but their own time is now catch up and everything else. And then by Sunday at 5, most people are just in a depressed state because they know they have to do the whole thing all over again. And Eric Worre said something that I think was, it wasn't like it was a magic word or anything like that, but something that really, really hit me was when he said, this is network marketing. This is not like a hobby. If you want to have it as a hobby, it's going to cost you to do this. But it's network marketing. And if you're not going to work for yourself, who else are you going to work with? And that's what, Shawn, when you were talking, when he said, if you aren't working for somebody else, or if you're not working for yourself, who you're going to work for. And when I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, why are you doing what you're doing? When you're talking to people, you can say, you're so good at people skills. Why are you working here? And I thought, oh my gosh, there's so many people that just don't even recognize the greatness within them. But it was wonderful. It just really made me think. I'm continually writing, and the social media mastery that Eric Worre offered, I ordered it, and I'm just, because I obviously need to figure out how to do the social media stuff. But anyway, thank you so much, and have a great time in Cancun, you guys.
Absolutely. It was so great seeing you, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal that you got trained by Gloria Bank. She is
so tell everybody who she is.
Unbelievable.
Well, she is I'm not sure if she's the top, but I believe she's the top woman network marketer in the world.
She's the top national sales director in Mary Kay.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think she makes about $300,000 or $400,000 a month.
Yes.
Yeah. And she potentially,
I lost you.
I think she potentially is the top woman in the entire profession. So she was unbelievable to listen to. And I do want to make the comment, thanks Maria for sending that quick text. For our business, you guys, keep in mind that the Lifevantage events are the first 3 things that you should be filling into your calendar. So Lifevantage Academy is on the 3rd Saturday of each month for the regional events. Then April, we have the event in Salt Lake City, the Global Convention. July is going to be Denver, Colorado, and the very beginning of November in Orlando. And then in addition to that, on the personal development side for yourself, this is outside of what Lifevantage business is offering, is something like this. And I started to talk about it, but I got too excited on the value that I was talking about with who's speaking next year. But if you decide to do this, what we're asking is it's going to be $100 deposit for the tickets. And then over the course of January, February, March, April, and May, that remaining $250 just in equal payments over the next 5 months. So this shouldn't stress anybody out making this commitment. It's a $100 deposit this month to get your confirmed spot, one of the 200 tickets that we have. And then after that point, it's just going to be the remaining $250 over the course of 5 months. So I wanted to be clear on that. I know I wasn't very clear at the beginning because my enthusiasm and excitement made me forget.
Needs more Axio.
Yeah, I definitely need some more Axio. And you guys would not believe how much Axio I went through in the past 5 days. We brought 3 bags of sour cherry, and we're down to, I opened the 3rd bag today. So
we haven't even been gone that long.
So thank you for jumping on the call, Val. Really, really appreciate it. I want to turn it over to Mark and Pam Gordon, some of the top leaders in our company. Loved seeing them very, very briefly. It was crazy being at the event, and I knew they were there, and I didn't know where they were at. So barely saw them, but I know that they had some great takeaways, so I'll throw it over to you guys now.
Thank you, guys. So Shawn and Michelle were up in the super VIP section, and Pam and I were back in the nosebleed section somewhere in Utah, actually, I think is where we were sitting. But there's a couple of things that really struck me about this event. You know, the training was excellent. They had the top distributors from the top companies around the world. And one of the things that struck me is there's a lot of good network marketing companies out there, but we're a great network marketing company because what we have. And so with the base that we have, with the products, with the compensation plan, with the leaders, with the corporate staff, there is absolutely no excuse why we can't take this to the next level. And so that was the first thing that struck me. I think that we're better than a lot of those companies and a lot of those distributors that were out there. But despite that, all of these mediocre companies have distributors that are making tons and tons of money with mediocre products. So guys, with what we have on the cutting edge of Nerf 2 technology and all of that, there's no reason why we shouldn't be at the top of our game and really make this happen. So that was the first thing that I noticed. The second thing was, you know, so many people dip their toe in the water when they're trying to do network marketing, thinking, I'll see if this works. I'm going to spend a month and I'll see if this works. But if you really want to do this as a lifestyle and as your primary source of income, you can't dip your toe in the water. You have to jump in feet first. And you have to have all the tools in order to do that job. And so the analogy that I would use is like if you're a professional golfer, and I don't know how many people golf out there, but the USGA rules state that you are allowed 14 clubs in your bag, okay? And you can choose to play with fewer clubs than that if you want to, but every PGA professional has 14 clubs in their bag. So by going to events like this, going to trainings, making sure that you stay plugged in, you keep your toolbox full. You keep your golf bag full with all 14 clubs. So many people out there who get involved with network marketing and even with our company, they'll only go to maybe one training and they think that, okay, I'm good. I've done one training. I know everything that I need to know and I'm done. Well, it's like putting your putter in your bag. Yeah, you could probably play a round of golf with your putter, but you're not going to play very well. You need all 14 clubs to have all the tools in your toolbox to be able to do this with excellence and to be able to have the best opportunity to succeed at the highest level. So I think it's critical that people attend trainings like this. And this is the first time that Pam and I attended an Eric Worre training, but I tell you, it was phenomenal. The people that they had up on stage doing the training were great. And there was no bias, you know, on what company they were in. In fact, you didn't even know what company they were in. When people would get up on stage, I would get on my iPhone and I would type in, okay, what company is so-and-so in, so I could figure out where they were coming from.
Yeah.
But it was very, very secretive as to who they were, what companies they were working with. But it was a fantastic experience, and I can't emphasize enough to you guys how critically important it is to get involved with the training, because if you want to do this and you want to be wildly successful, you can't dip your toe in the water. It's time to jump in. all the way up to your neck in the water, and take this seriously for what it is. This is something that can change people's lives, not only from a health perspective, but financially. But in order to do that, you've got to be the one that takes the bull by the horns, run with it, do the training that you need, and then become the leader and train other folks so that they can duplicate what you're doing.
Awesome. And I was going to highlight a few things right away. Just from the get-go, one of the first speakers out of the gate was John Addison. Thought of you, Shawn, when he pulled away from Citibank. Yeah. But anyways, some of the take right from the get-go, I loved what he said. He said, you are a human becoming. You need to grow through life, not get through life. I mean, that's so crucial. And he said, smile, life ain't that bad. Be grateful for what you have. And then I'm just going to highlight a couple because I know we have a lot of people. And the other thing that stood out to me with Tony Robinson when Robbins was talking, he said, trade expectations with appreciation. I mean, how many times do we expect everyone to do this for us? Or we have certain expectations of certain people or, of our spouses or whatever. Instead of having those expectations, let's just appreciate what's in front of us and be grateful for that. And like you said, just let's put a smile on our face and just have that attitude of gratitude. Mm-hmm. And the only other thing I'm going to end with, and like you said, I'm going to be really brief, is Tony Robbins also said that, you know what, in life, he's talked about there are two things for a better quality of life. Master the science of achievement. Okay. So, you have to set goals. You need to have that calendar full. You need to be producing. You need to be having this activity so that you can achieve these things and feel successful. But what the second thing he said is the art of fulfillment. He said, success without fulfillment is failure. Mm-hmm. And that really hit me because we need to be growing and giving in order to feel fulfilled. Yes. So you need to take that time to say, okay, what is it that I need to be doing to be growing and to giving so that I feel fulfilled? And if I got those two things going, growing and giving, I'm being successful, because that's true success. Is figuring out what you're passionate about, helping people find their passion, and then move into that. So that's all I'm going to say. It was a phenomenal, my book, I didn't have enough paper half the time with different speakers. It's a mess. And I haven't had time. I haven't had time to.
It's a hot mess.
It's a hot mess. I need time to just read through this and figure out more nuggets. But I just wanted to say right from the get-go, we were at the edge of our seats, and it was a great time. Oh, the only other thing I'm going to say is Rita Davenport at the end. That woman is hilarious. I wish I could have had my camera just on Mark. I thought he was going to wet his pants. He was
I know. Shawn, too.
Hilarious. I loved what she said. Well, I married Mr. Right. I just didn't know his first name was
always.
I love that.
I love that.
Hey, just throw out a number real quick. How many pages of notes do you think that you took?
Oh my gosh.
She filled up the entire book, and then she needed even more pages beyond that.
Yeah, I believe it. And this is coming from, very, very successful people in this profession, you guys. 50,000 plus a month, and they're taking notes nonstop. I promise you, Pam has probably hers and Mark's book filled up with notes. So,
she's taking notes in medical school, so I let Pam do it.
Fair enough. I love it. And I do want to say this too, you guys. Whoop, I muted myself. We didn't take this decision lightly to roll this event out to our team this year in 2016. Michelle and I have been attending Eric Worre events for the past 3 years. Mm-hmm. And we went the last 2 years specifically deciding if this was something that was worthy bringing to our team. It absolutely was, and it was the best decision that we could have made for the personal growth development of our organization. And that's why we're continuing to go down the path of talking about this and having everybody come on and talk about it. So who do you have next?
Marisa Harrelson, Pro 6 in Arizona.
There she is. She has a Sveta with her.
And Dr. Sveta Silverman there. I didn't know. All right, take it over, girl, because we got several to go yet.
She's got to go too. So anyway, I just say I have 26 pages of type notes. I didn't write because I can't read my writing. I was a news reporter, and I type faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was better for me that way. And so I just have so much, but I got to tell you, I was so amazed by the Lifevantage family, the tribe that was there. I had heard 3,000, but I think it was maybe 1,000 of us that were there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another distributor who organized, and I don't know his name, but he organized a get-together in between the dinner break yesterday from 4 to 6 p.m. It was for about 45 minutes. And elites were there, and all of us were there. And I felt like I was at an elite academy, and I felt like I was home. I felt like I can't even describe to you what it was about, but it was that we've got the best product in the world, better than any company that was there. People that are billionaires, people that are going on Richard Branson's spacecraft plane up to space, the first network marketer, because he's got that money and he can do what he wants to do.
Right.
With a mediocre Me Too product. We don't have a Me Too product. You guys, get out there and the world needs to know about what we have our hands on. You can take Tony Robbins and Richard Branson and all these elites that are making millions and millions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a daggone thing. We have things that are changing people's lives, and they need to know this information.
Yep.
And, you know, when I was so proud of Skip Campbell up there, who apparently was nervous, and you would never have known it, but he was.
He was.
And he talks about, you know, that he can read dead people. He sees dead people every day. And that was what that beautiful woman just a moment ago. I can't think of names right now. Sorry.
Wow.
But anyway, so I think it's Mark Harris, became a Pro 8 in Lifevantage, brand new Pro 8. Did I say his name right? Okay, good. Yeah. And he says, you know, people are being put, he expands on what Skip had talked about. And this is in that little breakout session that really resonated with me. You know, people are being lost to the Matrix, that movie. You know, you know that movie. Go watch it, and you'll get a deeper understanding of that movie. I'm going to watch it. My husband loves that movie. But, you know, people are not, you know, they're put in this matrix, and then we have this IQQ, this quotient. And what Mark said, and he was serious, man, he said something that is providential. You are here not by coincidence that you are here in Lifevantage. You are entrusted to share this with mankind. And if you will not steward with your heart, then leave this room right now. You could have heard a pin up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about being exclusive. It was about impressing upon the nature of what we have. And that stock is driven by what we do. So we need to get out there and take massive action. And therefore, Eric Worre's last night to me, even though we had Richard Branson and we had Tony Robbins and they were awesome, and I felt amazing, it was really about Eric Worre and what he gave us. The game plan to make 2017 the best year of your life. And I don't think we have enough time tonight to talk about it, to be honest. I think, you know, we can get nuggets for the next Sundays for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But it's time to get home. And I got my readers on, and all of a sudden I can see better that way. That's scary. And it's to put your strategy together. Express is perfection. This is my nugget for all of my team, for all of you out there that are new in Lifevantage, is that you do not have to figure it all out. You have to take action. A step is better than you trying to analyze everything. Get out of your head into this world and people's lives and say yes first to taking action to their dream, then tell the world, here's what I'm going to do, and proclaim it. I'm going to change my life. Willing to put yourself out there. Do something completely unreasonable. Give people something to talk about. They're talking about you, so give them something to talk about. I'm getting over worrying about what other people think, what other family members think, because I have something amazing here that's legend, you guys. This is a lifetime. This is not a business. This is a lifetime. So with that, I will end because just go on and on and on, and I'll go off my
I know,
notes.
it's so tough. It's so
What-
tough. It is so incredibly tough. And Sveta, I heard you were doing some meetings. We were talking with Anna and Lauren last night, and how neat it is to, you go to an event or you leave some.
My next blog, because you see something miraculous. What I've seen on one of Anna's distributor's son with cerebral palsy was unbelievable. Watch for my next blog.
Awesome.
Did you guys all hear that? Watch for her next blog, right? Because the Merrills, one of their friends' sons who has cerebral palsy, right? You were cutting out just a little bit. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome
We'll make
surprise
sure
to
to have
see you
that.
there standing next to Marisa. You rock.
Love you guys. Thank you.
I'm missing my airplane.
She's got a flight in about an hour and a half, so she needs to go to the airport.
She's hopping
Okay.
out. Awesome.
All right.
Well, safe
Chris,
travels.
Chris Sherwood. Chris Sherwood.
Chris, they're in Vegas and they're getting ready. Chris, I heard that somebody won on the slot machines today.
$500.
Trying to
Zeus, where are you at? We're looking for you, but you can definitely start speaking. Oh, there he is, right there.
Perfect. Hey, Chris.
We're just so excited, and I really enjoyed our conversation last night as well. This is one thing about these events, that sometimes you don't get to see people, during, but we stay up late so we can talk as much as we can and see each other. And Chris and I loved our conversation last night and just getting there. So I can't wait to see you in January. These guys are from Texas, so take it away. Couple minutes.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, I'm just gonna make this short and sweet because I know there's a lot to cover. But a couple of things that I specifically took away from this that really hit home for me. Tony Robbins he talked about us being in that peak state. Is how he called it, and it's just that high energy, good feeling, good vibes. And he says it actually creates a chemical change, in your body and in your mind, and it oxygenates the blood, which goes to the brain and just gives you that almost a euphoric feeling. And then he went on to talk about how you can replace negativity in your life, negative thoughts, negative emotions, and you replace that with thoughts of appreciation or gratitude or something that someone did for you that you really appreciate. And when you can replace those negative thoughts and emotions with something positive and something wonderful, it can change your attitude and it can change your mental state. And that really hit home for me because I'm going to be honest. I've been guilty of being negative and being pessimistic or being sarcastic, and I've caught myself way too many times being that way around Charlotte, and I don't want to affect her positivity. I don't want to affect her success or her fulfillment in this journey, and so I need to make a change in my life to an effort to replace those negative thoughts and emotions with something positive and something good. And we just got to let go of our fears and our doubts or anger or resentment or whatever it is that you might have within you. These things they're just like shackles around your legs. They keep you from attaining the fulfillment and joy that you deserve in life. And we just got to let go of that and replace it with something positive, and it can change you. It can change your life. And he talked about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, encourage you, and lift you up. And Eric, he talked about, it can be difficult to, when you have, friends or family members even that may be a negative influence in your life. And, it may be hard, but you got to, limit that type of environment and limit the time that you have that negativity around you. And instead, find people who are smarter than you, or who are more successful than you, or have what you want to obtain, and do what they're doing, and things like that. The other thing I want to mention and this is something that I think Eric Worre was talking about there towards the end. He was talking about setting like daily goals and habits, and you can have good habits or you can have bad habits. And this is, something else that I've been guilty of, is just having bad habits. I've been horrible at setting goals and never really sticking to them. But he talked about, if you can set simple little daily goals and stick to them every day, they will become part of your life. They will become habits. They will just become something that is just part of you. And the probably one of the key things that I took away from this, because there was so many amazing ideas and nuggets of wisdom that we soaked up this weekend. But they said, if you can just apply one or two of these things in your daily life, it can change everything. It can change your whole life. You can have a complete transformation. Something as simple as a daily habit can change everything for you. And so those are a couple of things that I really want to work on in my own personal life, because, they talked about time, getting away from you, and how many more days, weeks, months, or years do I want to waste sitting on the sideline? And I'm tired of that. I need to get off the sideline and get in the game. And it, like Shawn mentioned in the beginning, it starts with a decision. You have to decide to take action. You have to decide to do something. You have to decide that you are not going to be content to just, sit by and be idle. And so I've been guilty of that. And that's what I need to change in my life. So that's it. That's a couple of things that really hit home for me.
Wow.
Yep, you rock.
Wow.
It sounds like definitely a life-changing couple of days for you, and excited to get to spend some time in Cancun with you over the next
looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
So,
well, we're going to keep working there too.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep road mapping in all this. And one thing that I just flipped to in my book was the statement, is this a phase of life or is it a way of life? And really ask yourself, as you go through these different processes and road mapping it out, is this just a phase of your life, or are you making this a way of life? So with that, Maria, our wonderful Brazilian leader, can we have you pop on? She's got a grin from ear to ear. Didn't get to squeeze you, but
I did.
That happened. So I will turn it over to you.
And it's Brazilian bombshell, by the way. So let's just get it right, okay?
I got it.
I love it.
Hey, a girl can dream, all right?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to just say that I want to hear everyone's breakthroughs, because I think that's important for you guys to share. So as, whoever's coming after me, talk about your breakthrough. Because that's what this was really about. It's about personal growth, personal development. And I strongly believe that every day you need to read something, you need to listen to something on personal development, on this industry, and you need to keep learning. And that's one of my biggest takeaways, is that you have to continue to learn. You have to continue to get to the place where you're a better you, a better version of you we talk about, right? And going to this event is part of it. Because you see so many different leaders from so many different companies, and I agree that nobody's got what we have. If those people can have the success they've had with not a medical breakthrough, oh my goodness. Like, we have the biggest opportunity in the world. All right, Gloria Banks, I love her. She's amazing. And she's made it with Mary Kay, which there's nothing wrong, right? It's makeup. It's not a medical breakthrough. I can go to CVS. I can go to Nordstrom's. I can go Avon, right? All the competition that's out there. Arbonne. And, so they've made it with tons of competition all around them. And nobody has what we have.
I was talking to Carrie Dickey a couple of days ago, and she said something that Rachel Jackson said, that even on the worst day in Lifevantage, because maybe something doesn't go right, or a change is made, or whatever happens, but even the worst day in Lifevantage is the best day in Lifevantage, because she has been around in other companies, and we go back to what we have our hands on is amazing. So I know that this company is going to be ginormous, and it's you need to decide if you're going to be part of it or not. Yeah. And not that the grass is greener somewhere else, right? No, this is the place. And all you need is to develop yourself. So you have to, going to this event was part of it, was learning and growing from others. But man, you can go to YouTube, and all these people have videos out there, and it's free, right? All this information, so many people quote Jim Rohn, and it amazes me that Jim Rohn said these things like 40 years ago, and they still apply today. You can find tons of his things that he has said and that he has written, and that, on YouTube, you can see his videos as old as they are, and it's the same information that applies today. Yep. So one of my biggest takeaways was that, and understand that I'm coming from a different place, than everyone's in a different journey here, right? So everybody's taking something away. Right. But I sat there beside Carrie Williams, and some of the speakers, everyone was phenomenal. But some of the things they say, it's like what we say, it's what we teach. And so to me, it was about that. We can all do this. So they all had a beginning. They're not on that stage. This is the person that they came out of the womb and they were this person. No, they weren't. They were all bad, and they had to be good to be great. And we can all do what they've done. It's just a matter of like getting on a bicycle, right? Getting on a bicycle, and you fall a couple of times, and you keep at it, and you keep at it, and you keep at it. So that's what everybody has to do. You got to take 15, 20 minutes a day, listen to something, learn, get better, improve yourself. What is it that you're not good at? Well, do more of it. Yeah. Like, just keep doing more of it. Figure out what holds you back and do more of it. And I love, because I think it's a theme, Shawn. It is a decision. It is a decision that you want to do this, and you're not going to let anything get in your way. Because Tony Robbins talked about a trigger, a moment in time that you decided. So he said, write down 3 or 4 things that there was this moment in time. And I talked about it in Kansas City. Oh God, I get emotional just thinking of it. But there was that moment that I wanted to buy those expensive sneakers for my kids. Yeah. And I decided at that moment I wasn't going to let anything stand in my way. So you need to get emotional. See, I get emotional just thinking about it every single time. Because today, I can spend $150. I can spend $200. And I didn't know this was going to happen. Oh, my phone is dying. I didn't know this was going to happen. So you need to find that moment. And sometimes you have to create that moment. Put yourself in a position where it's something you want so badly, for your family, for others. And that you're not going to let anything get in your way. So these events are all about breakthroughs. And for everyone, it's a different moment. It's one word that someone says, one sentence. It's sometimes the whole event you're there, and then boom, something is said that totally changes your attitude, what you're experiencing. I see the people that have spoken so far, so much growth since I've met them. Chris, I'm like astounded. Yeah. He's so quiet, and look at him. And for him to be speaking the way he spoke, I mean, he sounded like an elite distributor. Yeah. Absolutely, hands down. But that's the transformation that is going to happen to each and every one of you if you allow it and you make the decision that you want to be that person. And that, and just go out and do it and start learning, figure out where you need to improve and work upon that and work upon that. I mean, I do that every day. I want to get better. I want to get better for you guys. I want to learn so I can say the right words, say something that touches your heart, that you know that you can do this and that you can get to the top of Pro 10. It is not this dream that's never going to come true. It's not this sky in the pie, this pie in the sky, that it is doable.
Yeah.
It absolutely is doable. And I am living proof. When I started this, shaking in my boots, nervous as everything, you guys, people that were there at the beginning, you guys know. And so you grow and you change and you develop and you learn. You're constantly learning. That's what it comes down to. You're learning to be a better person. And all of these things together, our work comes together. And then there's going to be that moment in time that things are clicking for you. Chris, you had a moment in time. I'm telling you, you are an elite distributor. You are. You just got to go find the rest of your team that's out there, you and Charlotte. But you guys, I'm just amazed at everyone that's spoken, everyone that I see the change and the growth in them. So love you all. Can't wait to see you all.
You rock, Brazilian bombshell.
There you go.
I got it. I'm a quick learner. Can't wait to actually give you a hug tomorrow.
Yes.
On Tuesday, when I don't even know what day it is anymore, but it will be very soon, and I will give you that hug. So thank you for jumping on here. You're an amazing inspiration and leader in our company. And, one of the things that I think that we don't often think about is how young we are in this profession. Maria's been doing this for 6 years now, you guys, but that isn't a long time. That isn't. And I would say that she would agree with me. We're not 100%. We're not. We're probably 50%. The people on stage that have been doing this for decades, they're continuing to learn and grow. So, when you look at the top leadership in our company, the Pro 10s, the Pro 9s, they've at max been doing this 6 or 7 years. That's it. Okay. So to think of where you can be over the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, if you treat this like a profession and don't give up on yourself until you get the development necessary to take you where you want to get. So thanks for sharing, Maria. We're going to throw it over to, I believe, Idaho. If we've got T-Money.
Tanya and Kyle.
Tanya and Kyle.
You hear me?
Yes.
We can. Did you
Go
guys?
Broncos.
Okay. Hi.
And for those of you out there, we've keep hanging tight, you guys. I know it's a longer call than normal. There's no company call tonight. Important stuff. We just have a few left, so just hang tight. I know these last few speakers are going to give you some incredible nuggets. All right, take it over, beautiful.
Oh man, there's so much I want to say.
I know it's hard.
Chris Sherwood, you've been caught. And what did Tony always say? I own you. Now I know, and I've seen it. And your power was amazing tonight. So I want to see more of it because that was amazing. I just want to speak to the people that are probably still have their own block up, and they're saying, there's a lot going on next year. How am I going to afford it? The dates for all the events next year are not a secret. They're out there, they're published, you know when they're going to happen. So you have the ability right now to do the cash stash under the mattress, put the money away, and have it set for you because this is for you. I'm telling you, one of the events that I went to this year was outside of Lifevantage, and I get it. As I was growing in Lifevantage, I thought all I needed were the Lifevantage events, and I wish I would have known sooner to invest more outside of Lifevantage for me, because you don't know what you don't know. And when someone approached me this year and said there's an event in Salt Lake City, it's $57, you have to go to it. Honestly, I didn't even write the date down. I just said $57 to grow myself. I'm in. I just said I was in. And the week before it happened, I was like, I don't want to go to this. I don't want to go. I almost walked out of it because there was so much going on in life. But I told Kyle, I know that if I go to this, it's going to change my life. And I'm going to come home Sunday filled. And I was completely filled. And the same thing happens with this event. Now, this event is right around our Elite Academy as well. But here's the thing. When I got into Lifevantage, it was a desire to gain confidence. And my belief came later. And the same thing happens with going to these events. Give yourself that desire for you to go, and your belief grows as you go to them. I could not sit still the entire weekend. And I people watched as I listened to all those multi-million-dollar earners up front And my desire is to be there. My desire is to be up with them. The wisdom they have, but how they keep feeding themselves. They never, ever stop. You cannot stop. We have Lifevantage in the books, and I already have 3 events outside of Lifevantage that I will be going to for my personal growth, because I know who I want to become. I want to become one of the top influencers in this profession. That is my desire. And what this weekend gave me was,
Love you.
Go, bro.
It was believing more than ever in my visions, and it was having bigger visions. My capacity to dream and see my future was unlocked this weekend in the biggest way. I was telling Kyle, Richard Branson, he is creating a spaceship that is going to go around the earth to look at more resources for people. Think about his mindset and the vision he has. Most of us think about the mile radius around us, and that's as far as we go. You have to invest in yourself. So I'm telling you, you got to do whatever it takes and put that money aside, and anything outside of that is going to be an excuse. It just is. Because if you want this to work for you and you want to make a difference in the world and you want to have big visions, you have to commit to putting away the money to be there, you guys. It's just necessary. And I also want to say quickly, there was still a part of me that expected people to get on stage and share a secret. There are no secrets. We know exactly what we need to know. And it's just reaffirming and hearing it over and over. And we have to hear it over and over so that we become a master in our craft, in the profession, so that we become a better influencer to change more lives. So going into this weekend, my message to my husband was, don't come to the event as the husband of the network marketer. Go to the event for you. And I'm telling you, it unlocked a lot of conversation for us. It was highs and lows in the weekend for us. It really was. There were a lot of deep conversations that came from it. And we were on different wavelengths sometimes. And we had to meet in the middle and discuss what that meant. And I put out an intention. I was joking about Tony Robbins getting in Kyle's face. And my intention was that. And he did. So I'll have Kyle share.
All right. Hey, everybody. First off, I am not a napper. But my wife had to wake me up to come get me on this call because I absolutely passed out this afternoon because I'm absolutely emotionally and physically exhausted. And it was just amazing. And trust me, I almost think I'm sick because I've never napped in my life, but I had to take one this afternoon. So I blame the post for that. So, but thank you guys for everything. I will be kind of quick here. And I texted this out earlier to some people. It was about belief. For me, it's about belief, because without belief, man, this is nothing. I mean, you can have goals, you can have whys, you can have everything in the world, but if you don't have a belief, a foundation to build it on, you're fooling yourself. So my first belief, this is the profession that's going to take us to do things in this world that I can't do being at a job. So this is the right profession. My belief is through the roof about the profession. The second thing is the belief in Lifevantage. We got recruited by some of the craziest, most asinine things you can ever imagine that's out there that just makes you go, are you kidding me? This isn't true. But like, you know, people have said before me that there's money to be made, you know? But Lifevantage is absolutely the right place to be, and my belief is through the roof with Lifevantage. And lastly, my belief in the people. The people on this call, my gosh, Chris Sherwood, what is wrong with you, my friend? You have blown my mind. We're blowing people's minds here, guys. So it's the people, it's the relationships. It's getting to hang around just... And it's just real, you know. You pinch yourself going, it's real. So, you know, get a belief. If you don't believe in it, go find something. And that's what these events are for, to help build that belief, a foundation to take all these other nuggets. I took more notes at this event than I've probably taken in 48 years of my life combined.
Yeah.
And that ain't no joke. I went through 2 pens. I wore out the Worre pen. I needed a different pen. So thank you. Love you guys, and we'll see you at the top.
Awesome. Love you guys too. It was amazing to see. And you guys can hear person after person after person that's talking on this call tonight. Every single person has been transformed. I promise you, they're on a different level than they were a week ago. And I see heads shaking across the Zoom meeting. Everybody's saying the same thing. This changed my life. And Tanya said exactly what it is. We know when these events are, and guess what? I have a roadmap for you to make money. Money is not an excuse. If you put into action what we teach you, you will have more money than you know what to do with to go to any event that you want to go to. Okay? So let us know how we can help you and tell us that you want this, and we will give you the necessary tools to get the money to be there. That won't be a problem. I promise you that. But you have to make that decision, that choice to put into action the information and the tools that you have to get where you want to get and to make sure that you're at these events. So thank you, Sheldons. We love you. I can't wait to see you as the top woman in the profession, Tanya, up there on stage killing it. It's going to be awesome. So with that, we'll go over to Arizona. Lauren, can you hear us?
Might have to unmute him. 928-3.
Go to the gallery.
There, right here.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yep.
There
we got
go.
you. We got you.
Hey, sorry about that. We're actually still driving home. We took a slow way home last night. We took a detour.
Oh, goodness.
Well, we haven't been traveling the whole time, so don't worry. We've been having fun.
Good. Good. Well,
First off, thank you.
Guys, Lauren, let me just say real quick, this is Lauren Merrill from, they're from Arizona. If you guys remember was it the last Elite Academy when you guys were up on stage as the heroes? Anaheim, thank you, 2 ago. This beautiful family, they have no excuses. I mean, they drive hours upon hours to premier schools, to meetings, to this, to that. They have many kids and kids with cerebral palsy, and not just one. And they're out writing books, they're teaching, they're inspiring, and their mindset is constantly of course you've got hard times, but we were talking about it last night, those hard times that they have, they flip it into the positive all the time. And I'm so inspired by you guys, and we have a lot to constantly learn from you. But I just wanted to say that I just really appreciate you guys and just your positive energy and love that you are always exuding. So take it over.
Well, thank you. I wanted to say thank you to you guys too for your example, and the steadiness is there. To go out and spend $70,000 for 200 tickets to invest in a team, that's a commitment. And that's really, this weekend we weren't planning on doing this until about 2 weeks ago. We were actually trying to plan an anniversary trip. It's my wife's and I's 16th wedding anniversary, and then we, thanks to Sam and Vandy Flake, we actually stumbled on some tickets from them, and kind of last minute decided to change our anniversary trip from doing something else to go into a network marketing training meeting for our anniversary. How exciting, right? I mean, how romantic. And it was, when we first looked at this business, I'm a school teacher, and I'm in class all day. I'm in meetings all the time. And the last thing that I ever wanted to go do was do more meetings and more learning and more of this and more of that, because, you just get burned out on it. And I remember the first night my wife said, we're going to go to a meeting. I said, what? She's like, we're going to a meeting. I was like, all right. I just got done with 8 hours of school and a 2-hour teacher training meeting, and I went to another meeting. And luckily that she drugged me there, because it's where I really did catch the vision of, just started to catch the vision of network marketing and what it was. We had seen what the products did, what they do. They've been an absolute, game changer for my family. For my wife, for my children. You know, they do things now that I never thought in a billion years they would be able to do. And so when, you know, to get me to be able to commit to want to change anniversary plans, going and having fun, to go sit in 23 hours of meetings, of training, and I didn't fall asleep once. I enjoyed myself the entire time. I learned, I grew. There's too many things to try to even take too much out of it. You know, one of the biggest things I took was from Rita Davenport. You know, she was hilarious. You know, I've always tried to use humor in different things, but she kind of quantified it. And, you know, who knows if it's true or not, because she was saying it, but she said you retain things 78% better if you're done with humor.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, not taking yourself too seriously and not taking life seriously, but having fun and laughing. You know, with Tony Robbins, we were laughing, we were crying, we were jumping around, that energy, and it's all part of that same energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't get that energy unless you go to the trainings, you go to the events. Another thing that Rita said was, you know, if you empty the small contents of your purse to improve yourself, it'll be filled up to overflowing. And that's what you're doing by going to these events and going to the training is, you know, self-improvement, getting better and better and better, and being with like-minded people to, you know, fill those tanks, to go out and talk to more people, to get more no's. I think every single person up there talked about that, you know, that's the biggest thing you have to do is get used to the no's and know that that failure is what propels you on to be successful. Again, I encourage anyone to go. Even, I mean, at one point, Eric was telling people, you know, you don't think you have the money, you need that money for food. Well, do this first and you'll have more money for food afterwards, because you'll be able to do those things to make the money, because this, you know, this profession does make that money.
Yes.
For you when it's done correctly. And you can't do it correctly unless you've been trained right and you plug yourself into the opportunities that we do have. So thank you. Hope to see everybody soon. And again, go if you put it on your calendars and work things around it for everything.
You guys rock. And, you know, the transformation for your family and what's happened is why we all do this. And, you know, the profession and having an income from it is great, but the impact you can have on people's lives that you've been a testament to is truly why our organization exists. From Stu Brody down is to impact as many people's lives as we possibly can. So we're very blessed to have you guys.
And all of his days for vacation are gone, and was using, what was it, Lauren? He took away hunting days, you guys. And Anna said last night that never happens.
Yeah, pretty much never. Well, I'm doing this so later I can have more hunting days.
Yes, that is right.
Up now for more later. So
got it.
You know,
amen. All right, you guys be safe. Thank you. Love you lots. Brooke, we've got you, and thank you. Brooke, and then we have one more, so we're almost there, you guys. Thanks for holding strong. It's great stuff. Brooke, take it over. Brooke is from North Dakota.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. We can see you. You look great.
Perfect.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I look tired.
I'm sure you are.
No, I guess, you know, my biggest takeaway is that it's not about me. You know, I bawled my entire way to Vegas. I left my 5-month-old for the first time, and, you know, I left 5 others, and I bawled the entire way. And I'm starting to cry now because I remember taking that picture of Tanya when they were talking about, you know, getting your brain to match your heart. And I mean, I'm a hot mess, but you know, it's not about me, you know, it's about my 6 kids that I have at home. It's about my husband. I know the personal growth part is about me, but you know, my personal growth reflects on who I want to help and who I want to reach out to, because, you know, I mean, cliche, but this is a better way for a lot of people that I see struggling around me all the time. And then you really get into perspective who you spend your time with, you know. I sit every day, you know, even family gatherings, and you just look around like, okay, the negativity, like you just feel that urge to separate yourself and surround yourself with positive people and that impact that's having in your life. Because before Lifevantage, I didn't have that. I didn't. And, you know, credit Michelle. I mean, she welcomed Tessa and I to our first Elite Academy knowing no one. And, you know, she's our closest active upline. And there's 4 in between us that aren't really, you know. And so not knowing Michelle and not knowing that, going to the first Elite Academy, you get hooked by the people and by the love that's shared by people you don't know. And the same goes for Tanya. I mean, I've reached out to her many times over the last couple months, and watching her grow to what she's been now, I'm like, man, if I could just be a fraction of her, just a small fraction, I'm going to be pretty good. You know, my family's going to be pretty good. And so I crave that now. So, you know, that's I guess my biggest takeaway is that you really realize that it's not about you. Outside of the personal growth, right? It's not about you. It's about who you can help and who you can influence. And I thank Shawn and Michelle, the Gordons, and, you know, Tanya, and, you know, Chris. Holy cow! I spent the whole weekend with him. I'm like, jeez, that's the most he said the whole weekend, I think. But anyway, super cool to watch everybody grow to that. So
You rock.
You do. You're beautiful, and that's another takeaway that was discussed a lot this week, and we talk about it a lot. But it's about servant leadership. It's about the other people. It's about getting people where they want to go. It's about talking to them and finding out what they need in their lives and being there for them. Because if we are doing this for ourselves and we're not thinking about anybody else, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brooke. You're beautiful. I cannot wait to see you shining up there on stage. And that picture that you took of Tanya was out of this world, and it definitely serves its purpose so we can share it to the world and show what it is. But next time your eyes are going to be closed. And
I know. I did it on my way on the plane home. I'm like, crap, I cheated, but I had to watch.
I know, I get it. I get some of those moments. It's neat to even take it in and to look around and to see the power of what's happening in a room of 20,000 people or so with their hands on their heart, visualizing and seeing themselves there. And I can feel and see what's happening for you, and we love you, and we'll see you in a couple days as well. And you know you've got this. You guys, 6 kids, no excuses. So we love you. Emotion is good.
Emotion is good. And I want to throw this out there real quickly because we've been doing this business for a long time and a lot of great relationships and friends, but really impacted me a lot this weekend. For those of you that got to meet Matt Strand, it was awesome to have a great friend like that there to experience and just have this path with. And I know Becky definitely was a sacrifice to stay at home, take care of things that needed to be taken care of there, and allow him to come out here. But I promise you guys, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep running with this, and we're just getting started. And the family that this is gonna turn into, and the relationships that you're gonna build, are gonna be lifelong, lasting relationships. Our families are gonna get to grow up together and travel the world together and do amazing things and really transform this world. So, with that, I want to.
One last thing before you do one thing. Tanya had one last thing she needed to quickly say, you guys.
Okay, perfect.
Just got a great.
Yeah, well, really quick, I just want to say Chelsea and I beelined it up front at the end to talk to some of those $1 million earners, Donna Johnson and Jonathan Adler. And we wanted to know their daily method of operation. And I just want you guys all to know that for them, one was consistency, but the other big piece was that they talked about self-care, exercise, faith. And I know sometimes I spend too much of my day worrying about what I'm not doing. Yeah. And I get stuck in what I'm not doing instead of doing what I should be doing. Yeah. So that daily action plan and the daily goals are they're essential. That's what they are doing. That's what the $1 million earners are doing, is a daily method of operation. And it doesn't have to take a long time. It really doesn't. And you can't give from an empty cup. You have to take care of you. You have to fulfill yourself. You have to find that space and that thing that you need to make yourself the best that you can be, to go forward, to then influence others. And then lastly, it is Michelle Poe's birthday tomorrow.
Oh,
And I had to recognize that because so amazing. I love you guys so much. You deserve a happy birthday!
You rock, you
silly
rock.
girl. I love you guys.
I love you. You go bye.
I love you.
Awesome sauce.
All right.
All right,
This
so
last one.
let's throw it over to
Happy birthday, Michelle. I had no idea. I spiced it out.
Oh,
I'm so tired. I love
Thank
you.
you. Oh, trust me, I get it.
so let's
We will
wrap
have a
it.
birthday at the beach.
Say that again?
Yes, birthday at the beach.
Oh, birthday at the beach. I love it. I love it. So I can't believe we're nearly an hour and a half in, but we still have 50 people that hung on through this. And the reason is because this has been an amazing call with a lot of transformation that happened, a lot of nuggets that people are throwing out there. But overall, I think it's just the experience, the emotion, and the feeling that they're trying to transcribe and to deliver to everybody. And I know that these two are no exception to that the sacrifice that they made to get to this event is a big one. That, you know, it took a lot of behind the scenes things to make it happen where they both were able to come. But if you guys can take us home on this call tonight, turning it over to Matt and Chelsea Welna out in Omaha, Nebraska.
I have to get them unmuted here. Let's see. Can you guys press unmute? Or well, actually, Sean's got it. Okay. He's got you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So happy early 23rd birthday, Michelle. I'm very happy for you. So I'm going to stick to my notes here. I've just got a couple things that I want to read through. And the first one is, it was great seeing everybody. And there's a lot of people that are part of our Lifevantage family. They're very, very close to us, people that we love within our own business, but also Crossline. And and the people that we didn't see, we will hopefully see all of you guys at Global and also at this event next year, because part of these events is just having an awesome freaking time. And that was totally done. I had a complete awesome time, but I want to talk about the conference. So I've been to a lot of corporate conferences. I've been to EMC World. I've been to Sister World. And the best part of conferences is leaving early so that you can go dick around and do something else, right? And I mean, anybody who's ever had – Chelsea was a teacher for 15 years. And she even told me, I used to love conferences because I could leave and go do something else. But here's the deal. I think we were in conference for like 23 hours or something, right?
Yeah.
I never left early.
No.
I mean, I've got like 20 pages of freaking notes. Like every speaker was like the next best speaker. It was so awesome. So I'm going to get through a couple 3 points. So we've all heard people say, your business cannot outgrow you. And we've all heard people say, you know, leaders can be built. Leaders are not born. Leaders can be trained. So I guess so if you take 1 + 2, you have to go to these events. And our events, yes, but this event for me was personal development. It was personal leadership development. So people, you have to go to these leadership events. You have to invest in yourself. You have to take your money and put it into yourself by going to these events so that you can grow, so your business can grow. So, and then, I mean, I loved all the cliche lines, but leaders show up, right? Well, leaders show up to leadership development so that they can be better leaders and have a better business. So I'm going to take the segue here. I'm going to answer Maria Williams' question. She goes, what did I get out of this? Okay. So what did I get out of this? Somehow I got out of this what's holding me back, because I didn't know what it was. I mean, I thought about it, but Eric Worre would like take time out, and then the music would come on, and I'd be taking notes. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get into something here, right? And it was just awesome. So I'm not going to bore you with what's holding me back. I'm going to tell you what the solution to what's holding me back is, and it's vision, right? Chelsea has vision. Chelsea has mad, sick, unquestioning, unwavering, bulletproof vision. I don't have her vision, but I know what it is. And now after this, I'm getting my own vision, which is in line with her vision, so that we can work together better than ever. And I'm guessing Kyle and Tanya had a little bit of that also. And just as a tangent, Kyle was it was awesome hanging out with you, except at the front of that one line where, I know.
Throat punch.
I see it. Throat punch, right? Yeah. So, okay. So 2 short points left, and this is number 2 and 3, and they're both short. Number 2. So if anybody's writing this down, Shawn heard the words decide over and over and over. One of the things that I heard over and over and over across many, many multi-million-dollar earners was marry the process, divorce the result. And after hearing it enough times, it started soaking in, right? Love being a direct marketing professional. Love being a multi-level marketing professional. Love the process. Love recruiting. Find passion. Love presenting, right? If you love what you do, you will, and for all the people there, you will have fulfillment. You will have fulfillment. That's what Tony Robbins was talking about. In that unbelievable 4-hour presentation, he said, you can be successful and not be happy. But if you can love what you're doing, you will be happy. So I guess what I'm saying there is, it's not just about multi-level marketing. It's just not about being a direct marketing professional. This conference was about being a better you and investing in yourself. I'm telling you, I would not miss this next year. I am not missing this next year.
Boom.
So it's part of it is us wanting to have a better business. That'd be great. I'd love to be a quadzillionaire, but I'd like to be happy also, right? I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm a better person now than I was last Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And that's awesome. And it's gonna permeate through everything we do. So last point, and it's very, very brief. Okay. Once upon a time, I wanted to go on a diet. It was a great idea. Once it worked out for me. I lost like 40 pounds. I had an accountability partner. And I don't remember which speaker said it because I can't find it in my like 20 pages of notes. But somebody said, get an accountability partner. And I'm telling you right now, that's my plan. My plan is to get an accountability partner. I'm going to work with somebody I'm not recruiting, that is in the business with me, and say, what did you do today? Because this is what I did. Because guess what? I'm a little bit competitive. So anyway, thank you for hearing my tirade and my rant. I'm going to zip it up and let Mama Bear here take it home.
Okay, so thanks, Matt. Hi, Pose.
Hey.
I'll be quick because I know it's getting late, but this event was life-changing. Life-changing. And I'm going to go back to the big key things that I heard was surround yourself with the people that you want to be. Surround yourself with successful people. Surround yourself with people that build you up, that believe in you, that are kind, that are inspiring, that aren't the ones gossiping and negative Nancy's and always complaining. That will bring you down. And you know what? If you have those people in your life, you got to set boundaries with those people and limit your time. So if you're new to this business, you got to plug in because you've got a huge circle of influence and a circle of people that are here for you. And if you get into this and you plug in these activities, there's no way you won't grow. There's no way you won't expand because you'll see what's possible and you'll see just the kind of person that you can become by hanging out with those people. That happened for me. I'll tell you that flat out. I'm a completely different person. I always had good morals and ethics. I'm not a quitter. I get into something, I work hard. But as a natural introvert, getting around people and seeing them get out of their own head and be unselfish and servant leaders, that's what I desire to be. And I feel like it's starting to happen. I still got a lot of work to go. I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. Next thing, vision.
Yes, thank God.
Thank God, right? I was a Saturday morning grump, you guys, and it was bad. Next thing, your vision. If you don't have vision, you ain't going nowhere. So if I'm going to go to the gym and work out and I don't have a plan, I'm going to get toned by this date or I'm going to lose 30 pounds. It ain't going to happen. So you have to get clear in your vision, what you want in your business, your life, with your kids, with your family, with your relationships, everything. Strategize that out. What do you want? So when you bring a new person into the business and you're asking them their why and they say, well, I want to help people. Well, that ain't clear enough. Bring it out of them. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want for your family? What are the desires of your heart? Have that conversation, because if you can't pull that out of somebody, it's not going to happen. They're going to quit. It's just not going to happen. And you got to plug in to start expanding your vision. I didn't know what my vision was. I knew that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of being a teacher. I loved being a teacher, but I was just over it. I wanted more. I didn't have fulfillment. Tony Robbins talked about some of the human needs. I wasn't growing. I didn't feel like I was contributing. And the post said, you got to plug in. We started plugging in, and that brought out my vision. Okay. So if you don't really know, if you're at a point like, I don't really know what my vision is, plug in. I guarantee you'll get it. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find. Ask God to show you what your vision is. I promise you it'll happen. And then take action. Get to the events. Start talking to people, and it will happen. I promise you. I promise you. The other thing, you guys, we make a connection with people and we collect a decision. That's it. We make a connection, we collect a decision. This isn't about you. So I know for me in the beginning, I was all about me. And so I'd go up to people, hey, you got to come to my meeting, blah, 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 blah. I was like just vomiting on people, not listening, just talking their ear off. I didn't hear one word they said, and they ran. I was like Dog the Bounty Hunter, seriously, like tracking people down. Now it's start asking questions, listen to people, find their pain. Like Carrie Dickey says, find people's pains, wants, needs, desire, offer them a solution. If they're not interested in the business at the time, don't go there. Offer the products, offer what we have, find their pain. And then maybe later on, that door will open. But build connections with people. That's the biggest thing. Get your mind off yourself. If you're scared to talk to people, you're being selfish, because it's not about you. It's about the other person. Last thing, you guys. I'm going to end with Rita Davenport. Totally change this up. This lady, freaking hilarious. I love this because
Amazing.
Matt and I are real sarcastic with each other, but she made a point, of why God made men able to stand up when they go pee. Well, she said the reason that women have to sit down is because it's the only time we get the chance to do that. And I would say that's absolutely true. So with that, you guys.
Wait.
What?
She also said the reason the reason God created women second is because you guys would have had too many constructive criticisms.
Amen. Thank you, Rita.
Awesome.
You guys, this was life-changing for us. I will tell you right now, Matt and I, our vision is huge. I met a guy who gave $3.2 million to charity. I thought my vision was big. It's way bigger, way bigger. And I will tell you, we will be elites in 2017, and we will work with the people that want this, and we are all in. And so let's do this. Anyone can do it. I'm telling you, if I can do this, anybody can do this. Believe me.
Love you guys.
Woo!
I'm telling
Love you, Tanya.
Woo! Just off of this call alone, I
Mic
can
drop,
tell
Tammy
you.
says. Mic drop.
Yeah, 2017 is going to be killer. It is going to be ridiculous what is accomplished in 2017. And just catch the wave, you guys. Ride off. If you don't have the belief in yourself right now, borrow some of ours, because I promise you there's enough on this call to go around. It is going to be crazy how many elites are going to pop up that are on this call right now. I cannot wait to see it happen, to celebrate with all of you. Share your vision, share your dreams, share your hopes. tell us what's going on in your life so that we can help support and celebrate and laugh and cry and dream and all of that. So Michelle, happy birthday. We got the request to unmute the line so people can shout out, and then we will end it. Let me see how I can unmute. There we go.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Michelle!
Birthday, Michelle. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
You're amazing.
all right, you guys. Love y'all. Have a great day. We'll see a few of you over in Mexico. I see Dr. B there.
Dr. B,
Dr. B, what's up?
Let's say people that didn't get that were there, Dr. B and Haley and some others that were there. We'll get some more speakers next week, but oh my goodness gracious, thank you guys so much. I can't even begin to tell you the joy in my heart that I have, with the joy and the love that we have for you. And my brain is spinning on different ideas of how within, you know, the skills and within our proven plan of how we can help you guys. And we are by no means experts. And if you guys have ideas or suggestions of things to help you and to help everybody else, please let us know. Let us know, you know, what you need and what you desire. We want nothing more than you guys to get to where you want to go. And let us know if you need tickets. Just get them. Get them. Ooh, that's scary. One big picture there.
Michelle picture.
But and Larry Porter, if you're still on, thinking about you guys and praying. So I don't know if he's still there, but love you guys. Take care. Have an incredible week ahead.
I'm gonna go take my honey bunny out, celebrate her birthday, because she only has 366 days left till she's 40.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Happy birthday! Have a good day, everybody!
Take care.
Thank you. Love